Hello everybody and welcome to a brand new series on the Let's Play channel. It's F1 22 management in Formula 1. It's amazing. It's going to take my love of Formula 1 and my love of management games and explode in my face in a ball of speed and power, and there's a really annoying Canadian staring at me. We're Aston Martin, if you hadn't guessed. That's who we're using in this one. If you hadn't guessed that by the thumbnail, then you might want to go and read up on your F1's teams and histories and stuff. But yes, we are Aston Martin, and the main reason I want it to be Aston Martin is so that I could sack Lance Stroll, because he's really not that good in real life. We do have Sebastian Vettel and Lance Stroll, and we're going to be using this first episode as a bit of an intro. There's not going to be a race in this one. The first race is Bahrain, and that's actually going to be in a week's time, because I'm recording this video. Hopefully I'll edit this video, I'll upload this video, and then I'm going to go on holiday for a week. So great work, great professionalism there from me. And if you're new to the channel, hit subscribe, hit like, all that good stuff. I normally always forget to say that. So yeah, I'll get it in early in this video. But yes, right, Aston Martin season objectives: to finish 8th or above in a 10-team system. Now that should be doable. However, we are the second worst car on the grid. Only Williams is worse than us, so it's gonna be interesting. The first question, I guess, is what do we do with Lance Stroll? So let's go and have a look at the Canadian Lance Stroll. He's in car number 2 for Aston Martin, driver number 18, 23 years old. He's got a pretty decent growth potential, average, which means he'll earn experience points that we can put into these development, and we can make him better in certain aspects. He's got very high aggression, which means he'll attempt overtakes more often, drive closer to competitors, but may end up having more crashes because of that. And he's just irritating, and he's there because his dad owns the team. We all know it, but yeah, he's there. He's there. He has a race engineer that he has great affinity with, Michael Michel. We'll go with Michel. Facility bonuses, he's getting a little bit, as you can see from the team hub and the race simulator. But yeah, really, this is the key one, right? His contract. Now, he only has 10 months remaining on his contract, which is the remainder of this first season. It's going to cost us $1.196 million to break the contract. We have $31 million in the bank, so it's really just a small dip if we wanted to get rid of him. But it is only 10 months, and he actually isn't that bad, really, on the grand scheme of things. 79 rated overall. He's not bad in the game. However, if we can go and look at Sebastian Vettel, who also only has 10 months left on his contract and is retiring in real life at the end of this season, he's our number 1 driver for this point. We could get to the point where at the end of season 1 we have to have 2 new drivers potentially. But Sebastian Vettel is pretty good, 4-time world champion, former world champion I should say, and he's pretty good. Low growth potential because he's 34. He's getting towards the end of his career, so there's not much chance for him to grow and learn new situations. But very good racecraft, I would say. Well, there's actually labelled racecraft there. Adaptability, overtaking and defending is all pretty good. Smoothness, 94 out of 100. So going to have really good sort of control over tyre degradation. But yeah, I mean, this is the thing. We've got Lance Stroll, who I don't like, and I'm probably going to get rid of at some point. It's just, the question is, do we do it right now? Like do we start episode 2 by sacking Lance Stroll, potentially? And then we've got Sebastian Vettel, who's probably not going to be here at the end of the season because he's got 10 months on his contract, and in real life, he's retiring, and that might be built into the game. But it's an interesting situation. He's getting a lot of money, 14.2 million annual salary, monthly salary of 1.189. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see. And then we have Nico Hülkenberg, who I would prefer to have over Lance Stroll in the team. Lance Stroll is a better overall driver, apparently, but Nico Hülkenberg is just a bit of a hero in F1, isn't he? He's a bit of a hero. He's got the most race starts without a podium. I think that's still a record he holds. But yeah, again, 1 year remaining on his contract. But we could give him a contract and make him in car number 2 replacing Lance Stroll. Right? That's something we could do. Bring in Nico Hülkenberg. The other option we have is that we can scout different drivers. So we can go out there, for example, Alex Albon's right at the top because of his name. We could go and propose a contract to him. We could scout him to get more information on what he's got here. So as you can see, it's a bit like Football Manager in that sense. You have to scout the drivers to understand what their actual attributes are. And it includes F1, F2 and F3 drivers and free agents as well. So there's absolutely plenty of choice in terms of who we could go for, right? A couple of youngsters that I quite like the look of. David Beckman is someone that I would potentially like to scout to see what we can understand of him. 60 overall, German, only 21, so I imagine he'll have lots of room to grow. Enzo Fittipaldi, who is my driving partner on the F1 game, and again, 20 years old, Brazilian, currently racing in F2, so there's always that sort of option. 61 rated at the moment. And then the Frenchman, whose name has escaped me at the moment, and as soon as I see it, there he is, Theo Pichardet is 71 rated overall, 18 years old, currently racing in F2. I think we're going to get a scout report on him. I think we're going to go for standard scouting. We have two. It's going to take 10 days, and we'll send one of our scouts to go and just have a quick look at Theo. But yeah, I mean, let me know. Let me know what you think we should do. I mean, there's some cracking names in here. You know, you've got the older guys like Bottas. You've got young and upcomers like Tsunoda. You've got Guan Yu Zhou in there as well. Roy Nissany. In F2, we've obviously got Sebastian Vettel already. Stoffel Van Dorn. Sergio Perez. Oscar Piastri. There's loads of people that you could potentially go and approach here. And it's not a case that we're sort of limited. For example, Mick Schumacher would be open to discuss a contract with us and go through that. 22 years old, like already in F1. We know he's going to be pretty good. He's got the history of his dad's name, and he's going to be a good driver, right, as he gets older. But that is the big question for this episode. What do we do about Lance Stroll? Do we give him a bit of time? He might try and prove himself. Who knows? Who knows? But getting back to Aston Martin, facilities-wise, this is what we've got so far. So we have 10 out of 30 upgrades built. The monthly upkeep is 1.3 million per month, obviously. And yeah, we have lots of chances to improve things. We have quite good facilities in the car development. Factories are 2-star, design centers 2-star, wind tunnel 1-star, the CFD simulator 1-star, suspension simulator 2-star, and a car part test center is 2-star as well. So we do have the ability to upgrade these if we want to. Staff facilities, we've got a team hub which is 1-star, and you can see the effects it has over here. Team attractiveness, morale, weekly experience gain, and things like that. Scouting department, now our scouting department is 1-star. We could pay for 1.3 million, and it would take 35 days to upgrade it to 2-star, which means we'd have one extra scout, and it would cost an extra $46,000 a month. So not too sure about that one. And then the race simulator, which is how much your drivers gain experience points per week, right? And at the moment, we've got a 2-star one. We could upgrade it to 3-star for 2.8 million. It's going to take 21 days, but it would jump our weekly experience gain from 40 to 60%, which is huge, which is pretty big. And that's the same with Team Hub as well. So if we upgraded that, weekly experience gain for the staff would go from 20 to 40%. Team attractiveness would go up by 10. Morale wouldn't change. But they all come with a cost, and then they all come with a monthly cost as well. So loads of things to go through here, right? Because then you've got the operation facilities, we've got a boardroom, hospitality, a helipad, a 2-star helipad. Awesome, love that. We don't have a memorabilia room. That would cost us $440,000 to build. It would take 5 days. It would do team attractiveness up. It would give a bit of morale to staff and drivers. A tour centre, we can upgrade that. It would cost a bit more. No, it would go up. It would give us more money. Where you can do the tours, it would give us more money. It would give us an extra $4,000 a week, which is pretty awesome, to be honest. According to it would only cost an extra $2,000 a month to upkeep it. That sort of makes sense. But yeah, absolutely loads of things that we could go to. I wouldn't mind upgrading something around the car development. I think that would probably be a sensible place to invest. So maybe the CFD simulator, although that's going to cost 10 million to upgrade that. The wind tunnel is 10 million to upgrade as well. So that's big investments that we're going to do. So yeah, let me know down below. What do we think? What do we think we should upgrade in? Staff-wise, we've got technical chiefs, head of aerodynamics, race engineers. Our 2 race engineers are really good, by the way. 84 and 80 are pretty good. Head of aero at 65, I would argue we could probably get someone better. I think we could get someone better for a head of aerodynamics. And the technical chief at 69, we could probably get someone better than that as well. But our head of aero has 4 years on his contract, which is a little bit irritating. Our technical chief only has 1. The 2 race engineers have got 3 and 4 years respectively. But yeah, and then you go into your engineering team. You can change the team size. You can upgrade stuff in here. There's so much to do. It's so in depth. Honestly, I can't wait to get really stuck into this game. Our pit crew. So yeah, you've got to pay them a monthly salary. Like there's all this adjustments and stuff that you can do. Training focus. Like we can change all of this. Like, there you go, so you can see what they're training on. And then we can go and scout new staff. So, we can scout for a head of aero. And as you can see, again, anyone in F1, the free agents are here as well. And there's 36 years old, 73 rated is pretty good. Let's sort by overall rating and get the highest. So, the highest free agent is Esteban Charitu. Ricardo Moreira, 36, 35 Esteban as well. So, could be pretty open to something like that. I think is what we need. That's 74. I mean, look at you got Diego Tondi at Ferrari, 90 rated. Enrico Balbo at Red Bull, 87 rated. So the big teams have got really good head of aeros, and I think that's what we need. I mean, yeah, Williams. I mean, look how low down ours is. That's how much. There's so many people ahead of him that are better at his job. So I do think that could be a key one that we upgrade. The technical chief as well, if we sort by overall rating again. We're down here at 69. There's free agents that are better than him. It's 78. Tai Chuang is a 78 free agent, and he's only 47, so he's not that old either. So yeah, lots of things we could look at going into. We can look at the cars as well, how we build it, all this sort of analysis. We will be going into some of this in more depth. I just wanted this to be a nice little intro video to the series, to the game, and explain that we're Aston Martin in this one, and what on earth do we do with Lance Stroll. Looking at the board then, obviously the board confidence tells you how you're doing. At the moment they're medium. They might get pissed off because Lance Stroll is probably still on the board, and when I sack the other Stroll, the young Stroll, the driver Stroll, if we sack him, he might get pissed off. But I don't know. But yeah, we've got lots of different objectives. They want us to finish 8th or above. And then the long-term objective is to be a points contender, which is, you know, that's going to be pretty tough because we've got a really, really bad car. You can look at our sort of profile as you go through. This is for me as a person in terms of how you're doing. You've got your team rating. So here we go. Our team rating is about 2.5 stars. 510 is our rating band, which is the second bottom, as you can see there. So established is 450 to 524. Underdog is 450, so below 450. Leader 750 plus. So it's gonna be a little bit hard, I think, being Aston Martin. And then you get your budget as well. So the objective 8th or above, we know that, but the season budget is 52.5 million. Initial payment 6.3, monthly payment 4.2. So every month we're going to be getting 4.2 million in, which means we shouldn't be too concerned about spending money. That's how I see it anyway. I don't think we should be that concerned about spending money. And then you have all your finances stuff. So your season balance, how much you're spending, how it's going, the breakdown, your projection, and you can keep an eye on everything that's happening there. Your monthly balance, again, seeing how it's working every month. So at the end of this month, we should, in theory, have 3.6 million coming into the coffers, which is good. The cost cap, we can have a look. As you can see, we've got $113 million remaining, although the projected says 98. But we've got loads of room in the cost cap spending. And then you can look at your sponsorships and who's doing what. So every time you race weekend driver appearance, Sebastian Vettel 1.766 million, which is good. The driver's control performance rating will be reduced during each race weekend they make a media appearance. Okay. Interesting. So sponsors will actually... so when you do these sort of things, it actually affects your driver and how they perform. Interesting. So loads to learn, lots to get into. The standings, as you have it, we're 7th at the moment, which is great, although we haven't had a race, so there's nothing there. And as you can see, in the Constructors' Championship as well. Now, it's been a whistle-stop tour about the game and how I think we're going to approach it. I'm really looking forward to diving into this. I'm very excited by this game since it got announced, and I've been following its development. I've been watching all the streams and all the videos they've put out about the game itself. And yeah, I can't wait. It's really, really good. So, let me know down below, what do we do with Lance Stroll? Where do we spend some money in investment in the facilities or the staff? And what do we do in terms of scouting for new people? Staff members and drivers as well. If there's any recommendations you have, get them in down below. I will see you for episode 2 in about a week's time. I do apologise about the difference and the length in time scales, but it's just so happened that the game's come out and the next day I go on holiday for a week, and I can't take my PC setup with me to Bali. So you're just going to have to wait. I do apologise, but I really hope you've enjoyed this little intro video. We'll be back for the Bahrain International Grand Prix very soon. I say soon, in a week. I can't wait for that. Very excited by it all. I'll see you then. Cheers.